What's up, y'all? We back. It's Cam and
Gorgeous.
And it's the IIC podcast.
Going down.
For sure. And today, we're going to talk about mental health. And I don't know how we're going to start this off. How you going to start off?
I mean, wherever we go, I feel like we could talk about what brings on mental health issues and then the solutions. You know, we can make it very straightforward, simple, straight to the point. Whatever else comes after this conversation, so be it. We can drift off. But yeah, mental health is a good topic.
I guess I'll just say this. I feel like depending on the person, mental health starts differently. Would you agree?
Yeah. The person, the situation, what it is that they're going through, because it can happen early on in life or later on in life.
So what do you think like some triggers are as far as for mental health? You can talk about other people in general, yourself.
Yeah, because I got personal experience. But you know, I can get into experience. I'm going to get into like where it can start when you're younger. Issues in your childhood, maybe the type of environment you grew up around, where the mental health issues might start early on. I feel like usually they start early on from childhood situations, maybe the type of household you grew up in. If there was a lot of things going on in your household that were negative, things like abuse, or you guys grew up poor or something like that, something that would affect your parents mentally, therefore it would affect you mentally if they don't know how to deal with it, what they're going through.
I agree.
I feel like childhood stuff can affect you to the point where you grow up with issues, make it harder for you to deal with things as you're growing up.
I agree. I think a lot of it can start in childhood, depending on like traumas, things you experience, things you may have seen that maybe you shouldn't have seen. Yeah. As a youth can definitely cause you to have some type of mental health problem or issues. So let me just say this too. We're not certified or we're not, registered to give any advice or anything like that. We're just speaking of our experiences, what we've seen, and we're just here to vent, talk about it. Maybe you guys can learn something from our experiences.
Personal experiences. And these are opinions that we have and assumptions, because I feel like if you're really dealing with mental health issues, seek professional people.
Right. We're not professionals.
Find professional hotlines. Maybe we'll put it in the comments or something. We could put numbers from where we're from, but wherever you're from, seek professional help in your area, because like you said, we're not licensed, we're not certified to give you the best advice. So
yeah, this is like I said, our experience.
With a grain of salt.
Yeah, basically. And it's just a place where we can come and talk and vent and things like that, and
connect.
Exactly, and connect and share information. Yeah, I agree with the childhood thing. I feel like mental health can also come from adulthood too. Yeah. Things that you experience as an adult that maybe you wasn't expecting to experience, or maybe you wasn't forewarned about, that can happen in the world. And some people are just born with mental health issues, too. You got people that's diagnosed with certain things.
Like autism. I mean, I don't know if they consider it mental health, but I would consider it.
Yeah, I think they do, like a mental health issue.
Yeah.
And it's a spectrum. I don't know how the spectrum works, but it's a spectrum,
Something you can be born with where, there's a chemical imbalance within your brain and body that, you could be born with it. I feel like.
What about some of the wild, like the more severe? Well, it don't have to be severe.
I was saying your adult life. Say you didn't experience none of that in your childhood. Your adult life, your job.
Your job can cause you to have mental health.
I hate this stupid job.
Some people don't win in their job and off the whole.
They have. That has happened, and that is documented.
That's not funny, and that's but it has happened.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. It's multiple reasons why a person probably would do that, and it could be mental health. And like they say, sometimes there's signs, sometimes there's not signs. Yeah. But like a highly stressed work environment, or a toxic work environment.
Came in happy every day, had his good cup of coffee. Hey, you guys, let's go, let's get it in. Today is gonna be a good day. And then one Monday
or Tuesday.
came into work and decided, I'm getting rid of all of y'all. What happened? What happened, John?
That'll be a really sad day.
John Doe, what happened? You came in and wanted to get rid of the whole crew. So those are the mental health issues we don't talk about. He went home and probably him or her then went home and, you know what I mean, contemplated some things in their mind.
And actually done it. Have you ever, it's a good question.
What?
For both of us. And I really don't want to answer it because it's like I'm gonna answer this with ease.
This is a sensitive topic.
This is a sensitive topic.
Yes.
No, but I was gonna say, have you guys at home, please leave in the comments, have you ever felt like you guys had a serious mental health issue where you think you were gonna do or thought about doing or something?
Harming somebody?
Yeah, at the workplace. Because your job was stressful.
Or
do
just
you want to answer
somebody
that?
In general, right?
In general.
Well,
just tread lightly.
I am because it be police out here. Yeah. It's the police out here for me. It's the ops for me. It's only certain stuff I can
And what have you done to keep yourself? How about this? What have you done to keep yourself from harming a person or someone? Or in some cases,
I can't say thoughts that shouldn't run through my mind probably have ran through my mind because and I wouldn't say that's mental health though. I would say some people can really push a button.
They can. Bullies.
And I wouldn't say you feel like that because you have mental health issues at that time. You might have someone really bothering you.
And that's true. And I feel like
you're mental.
Yeah, no, for real. And I feel like people
just,
I feel like people have I feel like everyone has triggers and they have things that can make them go a little overboard with their thoughts. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a matter of you knowing and having a skill set and tools to not actually do what you're thinking. Because it's people out here that probably struggle with mental health too. We can say this bullying, but they probably have mental health problems as well because what they've been through. You never know what somebody been through. You might look like that person that actually done something to them and they might be traumatized by you. And you don't even know, what I'm saying? And now they doing some weird stuff towards you and you like, but you have no clue and now you traumatized. So it's like a cycle. I don't know. It's best as an individual if you feel like you're struggling with something to, of course, get professional help, but recognize your troubles and what you can do for yourself before you put it on somebody else. Yeah. But I've definitely had my thoughts and I've had some very dark thoughts and some very dark times.
And been in dark places. Yes, I get it.
Yeah, and I'm not going to share everything because we on the internet. But not the police. No, we love the police here at iicpodcast. Yes, we do. We respect our police.
They protect and serve.
But however, I'm not going to say all the thoughts I have because they're just thoughts and they're my personal thoughts. I have been able to control myself thus far. It's not like I haven't. I have.
Well, you have to be like, hey, that's not a good thought.
That's not a good thought.
Let's get rid of that thought.
You can really mess your life up and mess somebody else's life up really, really fast.
Acting on your thoughts. I think we are guilty of having thoughts. But acting on them is a different thing. I was going to go back to saying that when we said somebody rub us the wrong way or things happen where like we said, John go in there or Jane go in there and off the whole company. Well, what I've learned is what I'm learning to do is not take things so personal. Because like you said, people are at home in their corners somewhere dealing with some type of issue. And so when that issue comes across me and makes me feel some type of way, I have the option to say, you know what, whatever's going on with them, they could be having a bad day because I have bad days. Right. Or not so good days or issues arise. So don't take it personal. Don't always feel like that person is attacking you. Maybe you was just in the right place at the right time and that offended you or affected you, rubbed you the wrong way, whichever way you want to look at it. And everybody not taking everything so personal.
That's true too. Everybody I feel like have a sensitivity thing going on. You never know who, some people are more sensitive to others. Like I feel like personally I'm pretty sensitive when it comes to people's energy. So and when I say that I mean like when I come around certain people, if I feel like it's something negative going on, I might feel it.
You can feel
or I might, and I feel like
remove yourself. That's an opportunity.
Yeah. You can remove yourself.
Don't sit there and then now you sit there long enough you might engage.
Right, that too. Yep. That too, because you're only human. But the main thing is trying to develop that tough skin when you out in the world dealing with people. So when you come across certain energies and certain negative situations that you don't react so fast to it. Because I know personally too, I have been around people and I would think that they're trying to be disrespectful towards me. Okay. But I'll see them like the next day. And they'll be cool as ever, and I'll be like, "Dang,
that's
maybe."
What I was talking about, don't take everything so personal. That's the part I
right. It could have been something, but then again, it could have just offended you personally.
Yeah, that's what I said. It could have been something going on with them that day, and then now the next
and it just came off on you.
I got a prime example at this job. I'm meeting new people, and I'm realizing.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. 90-day probation. You gotta make that 3 months. No, but then I got them benefits because I'm in a union. Let's go. No.
That's the best part, the union.
Yeah, the union. Good stuff. I'm meeting new people. So every time you meet new people, we know what it is. You get these personalities, all these things or whatever. Because you don't know these people. And they're hesitant, you're hesitant. And it's a work environment. And it's for some reason in a work environment, people are, I don't know what they're afraid of. It's like they're scared to communicate. It's like a stigma about the work environment. Like, I can't talk to you because I might lose my job. I don't know. It's fear. Weird.
I think it's fear.
Energy in work. At work.
I think so too. Fear, but also people are like, I think that because people really don't want to be there A lot of people really don't want to be at their job.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of them being miserable.
Okay. Because it'd be like, it's weird energy in workplaces, especially when you're dealing with the old. They're older.
I got plenty of stories.
You'd be like, what?
I got plenty of stories.
How you doing? I want to ask you some questions because I'm new to the job and you can give me some pointers, but
they be mad. It's like
they don't be that friendly.
I feel like too, depending on the people, they come off as like, first of all, it might be in the fact you new to. If it's a high turnover rate, they probably get tired of explaining stuff and people leaving. That could be it. But I really think that some of it is like a mental thing to where they believe that you gonna take their little spot, and it'd be like nobody wants that spot for one, and for two is like
absolutely not.
But I think just imagine, but
I don't even know the
you knew, but just imagine you being somewhere for 5 years or 2 years, and then the new people start coming in. You might get a little jealous, like this new motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so.
But I think that's what be happening. You might not, but I think that's what goes on with a lot of people.
Why would I feel some kind of way that you're here? I don't understand.
I think it's just a natural thing. Like it's like you having two kids. It's like you having a kid and your kid like 5 years old, and you come home with the new baby, and the new baby gonna get all the attention. It's like the new baby, you gotta feed, you gotta nurture the baby. That 5-year-old gonna be a little jealous.
Every day they gonna be like, is she still coming in?
Right, like you still coming in here,
like later you still here. But then they become your friend.
They have issues.
They become your friend after a while.
Work friend.
Yeah.
I call him a work friend.
You don't bring him home.
Don't bring him home.
Don't bring the work friend.
And don't hang out with him.
No, because they can't see the other side.
They can't see that, and you don't want to see the other side. And then I've had some pretty bad experiences hanging with people at my job. It only happened once, but that was enough for me.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I was like, I'll never party with my coworkers ever. I'm only gonna work with you, and I'm gonna try to respect you while I'm here, and hopefully you respect me.
I brought that up because most people spend most of their time at work, which is why I brought that up. And the people at work, you realize, they bring they problems from home to work. So when you come in
put it on you.
And people don't speak and you ask them a question and they seem easily irritated. And my whole point, the mental health thing is like, those are issues that we all do need to deal with separately. So that when we come into a place that we spend most of our time at, we don't put that off on nobody else.
I agree. Yeah. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm not a bully type person, so I do keep all my problems to myself because I'm just not a bully, but I see how people can easily be bullies. Yeah. And I see how people can have a bad day and put that on people because I want to do it sometimes, especially if you think somebody is weaker than you. It's usually people that you think weaker than you usually tend to put stuff on them, but I really refrain from it. But I have thought about it. Or easy going. You usually be a pushover with them. But I usually try to stop myself, and I wish more people would do that because like it's called sizing a person up. Like me, I'm 5'2". I don't really look like I kick your ass, but I might.
Just might.
If you push me the wrong way, but I don't come off like that. So I think people that's bigger than me, a lot of times,
we want to scratch that because that's another thing. I want to scratch that. Think you weaker for a person like me who is easygoing or who is a little more soft-spoken and nice. People like us tend to get so offended by people who say, "Oh, you're so nice, so you're gonna get taken advantage of," which in turn turns the nice guy the bad guy. You know what I mean? And that's what you. So
what you mean? So you don't want to turn bad?
No, you want to be yourself.
Because usually I feel like nice people, when they go bad, they go bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the one.
They go Psycho Michael.
Watch that's the one
like,
off everybody in the company.
I believe it.
Okay, so
the nice
what I'm saying is, you want to be yourself.
Nice one y'all done played
be
with.
yourself though. If you're nice, be nice. Don't allow what somebody else got going
get away
on to
from
change who you are. Because I think when you start to do that, now you're becoming toxic.
And you take it home too. Like I realize,
there's nothing wrong with
depending on how sensitive you are and how hurt you get by it.
There's nothing wrong with being nice.
It's nothing wrong with being nice. I agree.
And being chill and outgoing.
No matter what, even if somebody is
we need more people like it. Actually,
you're right.
So don't let them deter you. Maybe deter them. As the nice person,
right?
The one that don't seem so nice. Maybe you can rub off.
I think a lot of times people come on, and a lot of times people, once they see you like that and that's just who you are, and you're not intimidated. I think it's an intimidation thing. If they feel like they can intimidate you, they'll keep it going. But once they see like, okay, you're not fazed by me, they eventually go in their little shell. Like, dang, let me reevaluate. Probably should.
All stemming from issues they have
because they are. Yeah, some people are mental. You just gotta understand.
Yeah, you don't know why they're thinking the way they're thinking
or treating you the way they're treating you. Yeah. Neither. But don't take it personal. Is the whole point.
Yeah. I think that's
and don't take it home. I know that's hard because it usually take me a day. Like when somebody pisses me off at work, it takes me a day or two because I really be. Oh yeah, it take me because
I don't really get over it. I don't think. I think I just learned to just go on and pass.
It take me a day or two because I'll be like,
I remember when you said that.
Well, when I see the person again, it is a trigger.
Right, like.
But I try to depending on how I'm feeling. Depending on how I'm feeling, I will remove myself. Yes. So whether I got to go to the bathroom. Because nobody can really make you stay somewhere. Yeah. So whether I really got to go to the bathroom or just go around to the other side, like I'll avoid the person if I still have a feeling about it because we are human and we can react like animals sometimes, like off our emotions and we can't do stupid stuff. Now you out of a job, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not that serious, So if I get too emotional, I'm going the other way. It just is what it is. Because I don't want to, I don't trust myself enough sometimes to deal with that person. Especially if I know they're, kind of ignorant and they would rather egg it on. Because some people want to egg it on.
Yeah, they need to work on themselves when they're that miserable.
They do. Well, because that's some nasty way to be.
I have a fun fact that some people might not know. And a lot of people
Please do share.
There is no way to determine if you have a mental illness issue by drawing your blood. The only way you can determine if you have a mental illness issues or issues with yourself like schizophrenic or bipolar disorder is to be asked questions by a doctor, and then depending on how you answer those questions they can diagnose you.
Wow.
Also you can have a CAT scan, which is an x-ray, and they may can see maybe some deterioration in certain brain areas or notice some kind of imbalance, but there's still no way even with that to determine if something is wrong there or your reasoning is wrong. So with that being said, you can control yourself a lot more than you think. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm not a professional, but I mean, that lets me know okay, there's no necessarily a diagnosis that says, boom, this is what you got. The only way I can give you this diagnosis is if I ask you this, answer this and that, and then I go on the scale or the book of those issues and give you a diagnosis and say, well, this is what you're dealing with. With that being said, you can work towards a healthier mental state.
What's up? Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Now, of course, we got more shows coming up, all right? Now, mental health is extremely, extremely important. I did list some resources down below that might can help you, family, and friends if you guys are struggling with any type of mental health. It's always best to seek professional help. These are all just opinions and thoughts and experiences that we had that you hear on the show, okay? But honestly, it's all about you doing the work and don't give up on yourself. Also, one major thing that people probably don't think about is staying hydrated, all right? Must stay hydrated, all right, to keep that mental health in good mental health shape. Here's a nice insulated cup. Cold or warm beverages can be in this cup, all right? These cups are coming soon. But for now, we just gonna enjoy the show. And y'all make sure y'all like, y'all comment, and y'all subscribe. Take care of y'all mental health, y'all. Message brought to you by iicpodcast.
I think anybody
where you test your sugar and then they could tell you, here, you in a range of this and your blood pressure is like this. Well, mental health is not that, specific and distinctive.
Right. I agree. I feel like the only way that they really can see that is with certain
things that you say.
Well, but I'm saying it's certain mental health diagnoses that they can probably clearly see that some people cannot respond to what you're saying. You ask them a question and they totally out. Or they totally the stars are they really out of there. Yeah. For a fact.
But what I'm saying.
But you're saying they can't do it health wise. Well,
this is what I'm saying more so to speak. Yes, asking a person questions and watching this person will tell you how alert they may be in their lifestyle, or their normal lifestyle, or what's considered a normal
or
lifestyle.
How much of a reality they're in.
But versus when you got a sickness that you actually draw your blood for. Versus I use diabetes. That's something I could test your sugar. I can draw
it's scaled on a number.
Yeah,
and you can see it on paper.
That's more distinctive, right straight to the point. Versus mental health is very broad.
Yeah,
and you do a lot of talking and a lot of evaluating.
And that's how they determine whether or not you're struggling with your mental health or in that area.
I guess I'm saying that more so I don't even know if I want to use the word trick your mind, but I want to say that dealing with the mind is so different. It's you can almost think things into an existence.
Yeah, that's true. But you also got to know reality from your thoughts.
That are not reality.
Yeah.
So how do you determine how? Because when you have mental health issues, your reality, something that I'm kind of familiar with, can get distorted. So how do you know your reality from when you having the illness?
And I guess that's how you know that a person may be struggling with mental illness if they are not into reality. It's almost like how people say, dream big or something like that. At the end of the day, this is how I look at life myself. And I don't think I have the most perfect mental health because I feel like everybody got something going on, and it's about management, and anything you manage the wrong way is going to go down, just like your body will. If you don't manage it, you're going to be out of shape, right? So I feel like mental health is the same thing. But one thing I do feel like I realized since where I'm at in life today is that fantasy and reality is two different things. And as human beings, we have this supernatural power where we can fantasize about whatever we want to fantasize about,
but how
and think about it.
How do we know the difference?
And then we got our actual reality, the things that we do every single day, which is very simple.
Yeah.
And I think that some of this is because of what we've been fed as far as what we watch, our entertainment. I was just
about to say that.
What we've been told, the stories we've been told. It's almost like the Cinderella story. Eventually, you being told all these stories, right? Since a kid, you talked about Santa Claus. You talk, so we've been taught to dream, and things like that. And then we get older and we like,
So society, it's safe to say that society has,
and we got to learn just how to balance.
It's safe to say that society has brought us into mental health issues or problems. Would it be safe to say that the internet, the TV has fed these mental health issues, almost created them for us? These fantasies and things that were never probably going to happen in our reality. It's safe to say that's the reason why we go mental.
Not all of those things were real. I don't think all.
We never
had
a glass slipper. We never had a glass slipper.
No, but you can make one, and it can almost look perfect. And I think
but you gonna say I'm crazy, right? Oh, let's not use crazy.
Some of the greatest, probably, but some of the greatest creators. Some of the greatest creators in the world, they call them crazy, right? Yeah. It ain't not one great creator in the world that made something out of the ordinary.
Like Einstein.
The light. And we didn't always have electricity. So people have made some great things thinking outside of the box.
Thinking outside of the box is a good thing.
But it take work. It take a lot of work to invent. It take a lot of work to invent, and you got to be careful.
What you thinking outside the box with?
And you can go on the deep end.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
You know what I'm saying?
So have a boundary.
I think balance. I think balance. I think you just got to balance your reality and your fantasy life.
Well, that probably takes us to the next. That takes us to the next. How do you deal with? What do you do for the balance?
That's a good question. I was thinking that too. Mental health. Y'all can leave in the comments below. We want to know. Yeah. When you're dealing with mental health, or you think you got mental health, or you think you're struggling mentally, or you're not mentally balanced, what are some things you could do to get yourself back balanced?
Or you don't think you mentally balanced? Oh, I got a lot of stuff.
So what are some things you think you could do?
I've had a personal experience with dealing with my mental health. Let me throw that out there, just a tidbit.
Okay, throw what you want to throw.
Just a tidbit, just a little small piece. So I was not born, that I know of, mental health issues or any type of development that caused me to be below the standard level of growth. So I didn't have that experience. But I will say that I do believe that growing up, I dealt with some issues that I did not know how to cope with. And because I did not know how to cope with things, which would be normal for a child to not know how to cope unless they're taught how to cope with things. And that's a good point right there. Help your kids cope. Don't just be so quick to push them off or blow them off. When you see your kids go through things like anxiety
or
say
rude things.
Like
a lot of people.
Yeah, don't be rude. In our culture though, like in an African American culture, we tease so much about things that are very, very serious. From my experience in the African American culture, we tease a lot and we can be a little insensitive. And so when your kids, because I'm coming from a childhood place right now, that's why I said sometimes mental health issues can start in your childhood. So be careful, how you address certain situations that your kids go through. So for instance, for me, I did not know how to cope growing up with things. So I did my own coping, and with that, it created certain experiences that were not so healthy, which caused mental health issues. I want to throw my story in there that it was definitely an experience where I had to look at the real from the fake, the reality from this and that. And, that's a touchy situation because you second guess yourself of whether or not you're making right decisions. But anyway, I was young when I had the experience, so I had to learn how to cope. And things that I used to learn how to cope with was certain stuff like exercising and
exercising is a good one.
Meditation,
calming the mind.
Spiritual. You have to be careful with spiritual things though, because sometimes the spiritual things can turn into another mental thing. Mm-hmm. Depending on how you weigh it.
Well, I want to know, how do you know, for people that may be watching, that may be thinking about this mental health topic, they may be concerned about themselves or their family members or their friends, what are some signs that a person is dealing with mental health issues? Give us some signs that you think that might be like, I'm concerned about myself or this person, maybe I should seek help.
Okay, so that's a good question and a very tricky thing. Okay, so you need proper rest, right? Now, say you may not see any particular sign of somebody dealing with a mental health problem, but this person doesn't get enough sleep. Well, there's a good chance if they don't get enough sleep, they might deal with some issues mentally.
Facts.
So if you know a person that's been staying up all night and 2-3 days a week they've been up and ain't been asleep, and we're not talking about because of, they've been using some
substances, right? 'Cause that's a whole nother
We're talking about just don't get enough proper rest.
Or maybe they working a lot and they just too many hours.
Habits. See, stuff like that brings on.
So tiredness could be a sign, but
not eating right.
If a person's not eating right, that could be a sign. They energy low.
Yeah, those are good signs that you might deal with things mentally.
Yeah, I agree. For me, I would say this is a really big one, and some people do it, some people don't. Some people can manage it. I've seen people manage this, but talking to yourself. I don't think that that's all the way bad, but if a person talking to themselves maybe a little too much, or to the point where they not. Yeah, I mean, I talk to myself too. I'm not gonna say I don't talk to myself. I mean, I think everybody talks to themselves to a certain extent in order to get things done. You have to make a decision, multiple decisions every day, and you're not always bouncing ideas off other people. So you are talking to yourself, no matter who you are. I believe, but I'm saying when it's too excessive or to the point where they don't realize that other people are maybe around.
Oh, when they're doing it. Oh, yeah.
And I guess that kind of fall under schizophrenia. And I have seen people who do that.
We're not doing no diagnosis.
We're not doing a diagnosis. I'm just guessing. Like I said, I'm not a professional. But because some people say people that do that are geniuses too. So it depends on how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I've seen people manage that is what I'm saying. And I've seen people who can't manage that and who may be out on the street, and you may think that they're drug addicts, but they may actually have a serious mental health issue and just haven't had anyone to help them.
I have done that. Like, say I'm home alone and I just got off the phone. Say it was an argument, because I tend to do this when I get into arguments with people. And I'm by myself.
Upset.
So I got into an argument, let's just say, or disagreement with someone, and I'm by myself. Because normally if I get into disagreement and I'm around somebody, I'll just vent to the person I'm around.
Right.
So let's just say I'm by myself. So I'll have a whole, probably, what would you call it? A dilemma in myself after this person has hung up. So now it's just me, myself, and I.
You need somebody to talk to.
I don't know why. So he think, and all I was saying was, so now at this point I'm talking to myself but I'm revisiting the moment
and what you've been through and whatever trauma. I think trauma plays a major part in talking to yourself.
In the middle, like, okay, maybe I need to call somebody and tell them what's going on.
Right, because it's a little normal to talk to somebody else.
Because at this point, I'm going over this argument by myself.
Well, at least you notice.
And it look a little
weird
look
if
right. You walk in on me.
Right.
It'd be like, but I think, who did you just have this conversation with?
See, I think that, and that's the thing too, sometimes, and this is why we make videos like this, because some people are by themselves. Some people are struggling by themselves. Some people don't feel like they have nobody to talk to. So y'all can talk to us. But sometimes it's not always good to be alone, especially for long periods of time, because you really, that's what's going to happen. You're going to talk to yourself.
Yeah, call somebody.
Eventually.
Sometimes when you talk to yourself, you might have told yourself the wrong thing. And you don't, not saying you're not a good decision maker, but you might not be in that.
No, I'm joking.
You might not be in that scenario.
That's a joke. Ha ha
ha. No, it's real though. You might not be in that scenario. You might talk yourself into a whole whirlwind or something.
So yeah.
Call somebody.
I feel like that's what a lot of people do. Like that day that person made that very bad decision. Just think about it, y'all. The person who makes that very bad decision, and that everybody be like, oh, he or she, we known them forever. I never would have thought. And we all seen that before. It's because of that one moment where they didn't have nobody to talk to.
Yes.
They didn't know what to do, and they listened to whatever was being said to them in their head, and they didn't call nobody, or they felt like they didn't have nobody to call. And that's why they got those hotlines and things like that for people to call, because they know people struggling mentally and they need somebody to just talk them out of something.
Good movie like that too, where the girl did this for a living, and she would, before she took each call, I think it was called The Caller. I don't know, it might have been the Tubi movie. It was really, when I find out about that movie, I'll let you guys know. It was boring. Tubi. It was super. No, the funny thing is, it was so boring, but it was so good at the same time, because her job really was a caller where people can call in when they're going through whatever they're going through. She even talked one lady out of doing something to herself, offering herself, because I don't know what words we can use.
Well, just,
but you get the picture.
Harming herself. Which we do not recommend.
Harming herself. So she talks.
This is a movie.
This is a movie, definitely. But it was actually a job. She took late night phone calls, and people were calling about all kind of stuff that they didn't tell their family about, and she was just an outlet. For example, her to have a job like that puts a lot of stress onto that person who's trying to, comfort you in these type of situations. So she has to help her mental health.
Yeah, she got to also help her mental health. And I feel like a person that does a job like that, you should really be ready for a job like you should be at a certain level of maturity.
Yeah.
And you have to think like, hopefully, you know, well, you don't have to go through things to be a person like that, but if you have been through things, that can help too, because maybe you can understand a little better what people may be going through at the time. But I feel like you got to have like a lot of patience to be a person to take those kind of calls and stuff like that, and you know, a lot of, I don't know, mental strength maybe, and emotional strength. So kudos to her. I think that's kind of cool.
But I want to say, like I said, we're not professionals with the mental health situation, so don't get me wrong. I don't want to sit here and say that, oh, just try to figure it out and do these things and work out and whatever, because there are some issues that may require professional help.
Absolutely.
Like therapy, medication.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to steer away from those important things that you might need to help you as an individual. See, medication just so happened didn't work for me, but I would never tell no one to not try it or use it as an option, because there's some people who use it and they do well with it.
Well, I'm all for whatever. You gotta try. You gotta try what works. Yeah, you gotta try what works for you, and seek help. Seek professional help.
So you
they got counseling. Sometimes they got free resources for you, and it's not a matter of you having money. It's not a matter of you being somebody super important. If you really go and look, like even if you have a job, like some jobs, just go online or go to your human resource department. A lot of jobs offer free counseling. Yeah, they offer certain numbers you can call, especially if you're in one of them high stress type of jobs. It's a lot of free resources to where you can start at least seeing somebody, talking and getting stuff off your chest, and then eventually, if you need medication, you can go into getting you some medication. Don't just give up though. Like if you feel funny, you know, I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying these are some of the resources that are available in, you know, where I'm from anyway. Doses can be changed, medications can be changed. Yeah, it's different types, different strokes for different folks. You're not gonna know unless you try. Don't give up on yourself.
Something.
You know what I'm saying? And don't give up on.
While you're waiting, try to get
whatever you're trying.
Try to eat some things that are healthy for you.
Those are the things you can do
while you waiting
yourself.
Right, that's what
while you waiting on help.
While you waiting on your help, and while you finding help, there's things you can
rest,
do. Meditation, anything,
food,
right? Praying to me and meditation is very similar. So depending on how people look at it, you know,
this may sound weird, but honestly, like showers, like showers and baths, that could be very like calming. You know what I mean? That could be calming.
Drinking warm things like tea,
anti-anxiety type teas. It's a lot of stuff.
A tea drinker, right? I don't like warm drinks, but since I started this job, I've been drinking tea because tea free at my job, okay, and it be good and it's warm and it was so relaxing.
They got different types, like that's natural, supposed to be kind of nature, and it does different things.
Tea would just be just that relaxing.
Yeah.
Yep. So something as simple as drinking.
Don't give up on yourself.
No.
Don't give up on your mental health. It's not the end of the world. I'm telling you, I've been in some. It's been some times in my life where I was like, this is it. You know what I'm saying? I had to bring myself back, and I had to call people like, "Hey, I was thinking crazy."
You still wake up the next day,
right?
You know it ain't it. Then.
It's not it. It's not it. Just keep going.
Keep going if you can.
Yeah, and seek help. Keep going. Seek help for real. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I read an article on light therapy. There are certain lights, but there are certain lightings like around your house or certain light bulbs. It's a relaxation type of thing as well, and you can just Google it on your own and see how certain lighting around your house or in your environment, even if you had a little light, a certain type of little light in your office where you work at or in your car, that can help with certain issues of anxiety and depression or whatever. Don't quote me on everything. I don't know that much about light therapy, but I have read up on it really quick. Hold on.
It's really it's really about stress management.
Stress management. So
put that in your daily activity. Try to put that in your daily activity.
Different types of light that can affect mental health, and some light therapies can help with your mood disorders and other conditions.
Yeah. So check that out. And there's one thing that helps me personally a lot, and I know people don't be having time for this, but the gym helped me out a lot. Like honestly,
moving around.
I hate going.
Go to the gym.
It's days when you can do it around the house, and it's days when I don't. And some people can't afford the gym. Yeah. Some people don't. Some people just don't want to go to the gym. They don't want to be bothered after they had a long day. And I feel that way sometimes too. I make myself. I ain't even gonna lie. I make myself go because I know afterwards or the next day, once I've burnt that energy, I'm gonna be a lot better. I don't know the exact terms. I think it's dopamine or whatever. Your body produces that naturally. I think when you work out, and serotonin. I think and
might be missing.
It might be what you're missing, honestly, and it helps.
Moving around, even if you're just moving around in place, humming. I found out it's a lot of stuff out here that doesn't cost you anything. Do your research. Do some Google while you wait on your resources, like we were saying, your professional resources. Do some things that you can do on your own. Like I found out humming, like can
that's real calming.
Real calming and relaxing and reduce anxiety and depression and certain things, because they say, I don't know how true it is, that you can't hum and overthink at the same time. So with the humming is a distraction.
And to keep your brain probably from going and going and going. Yeah, you got to recognize when your brain is just flipping, you know?
So really, something as simple as humming is a good thing.
Oh, yeah. So you got anything else you want to say on mental health? I didn't mean to cut you off, but you in the middle of humming.
I was humming like
damn, nigga, I was just humming.
That was a part of my mental health. I was having a moment.
No, because I wanted to get into at least one more topic, you know what I'm saying, before the end of the night.
We have a call.
So you want to do the call so we talk about the mental health?
A short call, and then switch topic.
He probably fell asleep on us at this point. We just gonna say this right here. Put your cup up, please.
Oh, okay, cool. Promo.
This is what we drinking out of, the IIC cup. Keep your drink cold, hot, whatever you put in it. Here, let me show y'all the inside.
There's a lot of stuff you can put in here. Look how big it is.
Huge.
You know what I got. You guys know what I got.
We staying hydrated. All right.
Yep,
we're gonna be right back with that call.
Hydrated.
What we're about to do is somebody volunteered to give us a little advice on mental health, and it is a man. Okay,
African-American man.
It's an African-American man that's going to give us some advice as far as mental health, and maybe we'll ask him a couple questions.
He's not a professional either, but
he's not a professional, but we want him to give you some insight as far as a black African-American male and dealing with mental health. All right, so we got a guest. So what's up, Tone?
Hey, Tone. Let's go, Tone.
We talk about mental health.
Yeah.
As a black male, what do you feel like some of the mental... Go ahead.
By us talking about mental health, we were really talking about where we feel like some mental health issues may start from, whether it's your childhood, whether it's in your adult life, the reasons probably why you might experience mental health issues, and some solutions. So we just would like your opinion.
Well, number one, a lot of times, in most cases, within most people, it derives from their childhood.